Hey everybody, so it's me, Jason, kind of showing you my setup and my app that I ran through on Fable while it was free. Hopefully this will be quick and fun. So I just want to kind of show you, yes, I'm running my AI on Windows 10. Eventually it'll break free, but that's okay. So just to give you an idea what I'm working with, just all local i7, 32 gigs of RAM. Yeah, I know. I somehow got away with that before the RAM spiked. Ethernet, running by basic processes here. My AI suite that I keep open. I have Chat GPT on Plus. I have Gemini Notebook. It's no longer Notebook LM. I have Gemini itself, the work version from my personal email account, which runs on Google Workspace. I have Copilot, which I got to learn how to make it more friendly like the other AI apps here, because I'm still not a fan of how it spits out stuff. I think I have to go back to crafting better prompts for Copilot, where the other ones seem to figure it out once I work with them for a while. And of course Claude, which is right now my workhorse. I will search and build frameworks and skeletons with ChatGPT. Then I'll drop it in here, Claude, run through Cowork, and let it finish it off. It saves me some token time. So the app I created was AuditForge. That was the name they just kind of threw together. Again, I wasn't sure if I could build an offline installer, so I was like, hey, why not? Let's just see what we can do. So I actually built the program in Claude, version 1. So it came down. I had it actually, it's got connections into my GitHub, so it actually published the code to GitHub. And it was kind of nice. I wanted to have it wrapped so I could make it an executable. So here I dropped into my dev folder, and this is it right here, AuditForge. I have a build installer. Right click, run as admin, and it will build an installer. As you can see right here, AuditForge, this is my executable, and it actually installs and runs fine. I have 2 more versions. I have an AuditForge 1.0.5 and 1.0.9. I just randomly added version numbers to that. I was just trying to see if I could trip it up by not being sequential. We'll see. I have never run those before, so we get to all see how this works together. I figured, I'd rather keep this honest rather than make it look polished and like I'm a genius here. We're going to see how these things go. But first, let's look at version 1. A double click. This is it. This is AuditForge. Currently, I'm really deep diving into GRC and AI governance. So my obsession, I would say, is for the short term is frameworks and controls. So I keep building on that. Eventually, I'll move on to other things. So this is the dashboard. The dashboard shows an overall score of what's being audited right now. ISO 42001 and ISO 27001 are live, but we will get back. I could actually add more to that. I've got a light and dark mode button over here in the corner. I'm a dark mode person. My eyes can't take light mode. If I come down here to one of the frameworks, I can go through. As you can see, I've got some that passed, different controls and impact assessments, and it just kind of goes on and on. Things I would need to run a basic audit of AI, or here we go, cybersecurity. Going through, and just to show you what the dashboard does, I'm gonna put this in progress, and put this in progress, and then we don't have any policies, so We just kind of just threw it out there. Threat intelligence, what's that? But we don't have any special interest groups. So now if I click all that, go back to the dashboard, you see it updates right here. Shows that I have nothing compliant, got 2 failed, got 2 in progress. I've got over here 3 that passed, and up here it shows a total for both of the frameworks that's being audited. So I've got 2%. Now I can come down here to customize. I can change, first of all, I can change the dashboard to show segments, you know, striped bars, and you know, solid bars for progression. I can also change the color, so let's just make this crimson. Maybe hopefully this will show up a little better, and there we go. And then let's try the stripe bars again in crimson. You can see it comes up a little bit better. I can also turn on additional frameworks. So let's say, now we're in a HIPAA environment, and we're dealing with the EU AI Act because we decided to play nice overseas. I can now come in here, check all of these different causes. Oh yeah, also I can attach artifacts straight to the control. So I can say, you know what, let me put, I'm gonna put a cover letter on there just because. And there it is. I can open it, I can come back to it, I can be like, what was that again? I can open it and see what it is. So, I actually don't know what that is, so I'll close it real quick. Remove that, well, leave that on. Same with EU AI Act. This has just got a handful of items. And so let's just say for the AI Act, it's new. So we've just got nothing but warnings and failed. Leadership didn't think it was actually going to take effect, that I was going to keep getting pushed. And then for a reason, this one's in progress, right? HIPAA, doing a risk management, risk analysis, authorization, we've got a warning. And I'm just doing this so you can see how the dashboard works here. Come back, so here's the dashboard, still at 2%, but now you can see it's updated. 187 not started, there's still one not applicable. And there they all are. I can export this as an HTML or a framework of CSV. I can also import it. I can also export the complete JSON backup if I really need it. Zoom in and out, actual size toggle for the actual window. This is a sample audit report I just pulled up just to show you this is what the HTML looks like. I'm a big fan of these HTML artifacts. I like that I can be more interactive with it. Close that down. So now I'm gonna close this, and we're gonna get to see together what this version 1.0.5 does. First, let me show you what changes were made. So first of all, when you put your prompt in, you kind of want to tell it what you're changing. It's great that you want to change. It's gung-ho, but it has no clue what to include and what it should update. So one of the big things I added was all these additional items to go through audit checklist, just to kind of round it out. And through request of a few Cyber Lounge members, though I do not know where that prompt went. I have gone through and made sure that there was a Mac OS Linux installer. So, you know, I'm not Windows boxed in. Goes through, adds all the frameworks, gets the cross-platform installers going. So we have Linux Mint, Mac OS, Silicon and Intel, Windows. Now it gives me the one caveat that I have to build it in the OS, so I should be able to drop it into, you know, Linux, into Mac, and then run the script. The script will detect the OS and go through. I did not drop this into my Linux box, so we will have to see how that goes. So let us go through. This is the beginning of 1.0.9 right there. So we're going to go in. I'm going to run this as administrator. Comment to source. Nope. Let me back up. Build. Nope. So again, I don't know where to put it. This is the fun part. This is the part nobody talks about. Go on to releases. Not here either. So where did it put the installer? I have to go back in and try to run it again. See where it's actually going to put it. So, yeah, there's no release folder. And it looks like it keeps trying to drop it into the System 32, which is should not have access to. I'm curious if I run it from here. Well, let's see. It's just a spinning and a thinking. That dropped a whole new box here. There's 1 and 2. So I'm not sure where it is. And maybe it's because it's, you know, late at night and I'm just staring at this wrong. I don't know where it's trying to drop this at. So out of curiosity, see if I can search for it. Though I'm not a fan of Windows 10 search. Oh, hey, look. Comes up on GitHub. No, it's not going to be in the App Store. It should be somewhere on C. Come on. And again, this is the stuff that, you know, live and learn. Didn't think about telling it where to put the files. I just made an assumption that it would build out in the folder just like before. Didn't have any problems prior. And now here we are having issues. And the C drive is just a cooking. Nothing. Nothing. While it's thinking about that, I'm going to show you what the new version's supposed to do. And then we'll go back and I might have to just have it rebuild. So the idea was to have it create a full export in PDF and zip it, but I wanted to create it where the entire backup, including the artifacts, were backed up, because I found out in the version 1 and the artifact, I see that it references the artifacts, but they weren't bundled with the output, the backup. So I wanted to do that, have it renamed, and then I wanted it renamed with the control that it's mapped to, so I can go back to it in a zip folder. Then also I wanted to create an executive summary based off the dashboard, trying to keep it simple, minimal jargon, export it to PDF. So here's the full zip. This is Claude doing its thing. And then again, it commits to GitHub, so all of my foo bars are out there for the world to see. Let's see. Let's search. Main data, recent. Well, shortcuts. Oh, there you go. Let's see, what's this? I did that thing again where it wants to create a version of itself way down in the, I want to say it's the roaming profile. I wonder if I run it here. Okay. Well, let's see what happens if we run this one. Same error. Take a screenshot of that. Put that over here for now. Close this. And let's talk to Claude. Let's talk to Claude. let's try to type. Save this on the desktop because I need to hunt it down. Yes, I am running Fable. This is going to probably cost me a little bit. Would not recommend it. All right. Script bugs. I appreciate y'all staying with me. If you stay in to watch all of the Foxy of playing around with AI. I know some people are like, Jason, you do so well, and this is the equivalent of doing well, which is just trial and error. Trial and error. And there it goes, Claude in Chrome. That's usually right when it's updating the my GitHub account with any updates, new versioning. Probably got a few more hooks in here that I might need, but I gotta try to get a real use case out of it, so I hooked it into a lot of what I have. Let's go. I wanted it to only run as administrator, but that's a whole nother thing. Yep, because you have access to everything else on this bad boy. Oh, come on. Block the whole daggone thing. Alright. One-time defender wants to actually work. No alerts, no history. Here's this quick scan, so what's gonna look like. Let's see. Yep, I fumble around. So you liked everything else, but you don't like that, and I'm forgetting how to whitelist it. That's what Google's for, right? Let's see. try this again. Ta-da! This is why you do your command lines. Node.js is reinstalled. Still not building the resources. Killing me here, boss. Wonder where it's going. No, we just run it normally. More fun. I think I just snipped, because I remoted, I think I just snipped outside of a computer, outside of my remote, because, you know, that's what happens. Where'd you go? There you are. Just like any other application, go in, hope for the best. Really trying to not have to manually put this together. Okay. See, I like how it's like, oh, you know, that's my bad. And knowing good and well, I probably didn't give it enough information, but it makes you feel better, makes you feel good. All right. Sorry for the dead air. I'm not necessarily being very eloquent today. Okay. And here we go again. Mhm. I know for a fact it's there because I installed it and it was a prerequisite for the first ones. So let's try this. Are you serious? Go back to that foolishness again? Where'd you go? This looks better. Now let's check here, release. All right, let's see what we got now. Just for me right now. Install. Finish. Let's launch. And let's see what we got. Oh, wow. Okay. So here we are. This is my first time getting into this version 0.9. So as you can see, it did go add everything I had from 1.0.5, and then the executive summary and the full export I wanted from, I'm curious what this executive summary is going to look like. From 1.0.9, got the audit report, got my full zip. Yeah, I got that. Let me see what this looks like. This is randomly generated. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, wow. Risk level high. Key findings, recommended actions. I'll have to work on getting this more cut and paste, just minimal edits, but it's there. We got there, so that works. And one thing I wasn't sure about, but the icon is reset, so it looks like it actually did an in-place upgrade instead of making a whole separate app. There we go again. I like it. Wow, look at this customization options. That's a lot of frameworks that I'm gonna not be able to ingest all about. Oh, there it is. Here's my shortcuts. And, oh, you know what? Let me test this export. Let me come in here. Let me attach something from here. I'm gonna attach resume. It's there. Say it passed. So this one. It's a warning. Attach the capture to it. Say this one failed. And we're gonna attach another resume. Oh no, we'll attach the audit to it because this is fun. All right, let's go back to the dashboard. Going through. Let's try to export this in full to the desktop. And we'll unzip it. Artifacts. And there they are. Renamed and everything, just like I asked for. So if I open this up, boom, there it is. There it is. I am audit controls. There's the updated, it's the CSV, and here is my HTML report, which I prefer, but you know, not everybody has that. Some people need it in PDF. But all right, there we go. So I have went from version 1 to having version 1.0.5 just kind of choke out, and version 1.0.9 choke out. And then after 2 revisions on 1.0.9, I am fully upgraded with all of my steps, all my extra frameworks, my executive summary export, full export. I still got my backup options. Let's see, now that we got a new executive summary, let's see it. We're gonna overwrite it. Let's see what that looks like now. There's requirements. Not a lot of words on here. I don't want an executive to read a dissertation, but I don't think this is gonna fly. So I'll have to work on the executive summary, what it looks like. But it works right now, so just changing the format and adding more to it is the easy part. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you enjoyed this journey with me. I apologize for the delays, but you know, I guess it's part of the journey, right? Part of the program, the trial and error. So y'all have a great one, and give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. I'm sorry about my only have my webcam microphone. I don't have those fancy podcasting mics, but I'm gonna do more of these. I'll invest in one. And y'all have a great one. Bye.